If you went to a gun market or a gun range in the 90s and you compared that to a gun range in 2025, it would truly be an entirely different world. Okay, 2025, now every boy and his dog has an AR. You got the RDS, or that's an RDS. This is just a prism scope. You got the BUS. Here's the RDS. You got DI system, piston system. You got the AK with the IR. You got all kinds of different magazines, all kinds of different sling options. But where a lot of us really learn to shoot and learn to appreciate the guns, those who fit into the two categories of poor or having no money at all, we're kind of limited on our options. All right, so a lot of us, we're going to be running around with SKSs for those who had some money, or Mosin Nagants. All right, now these guys are really expensive nowadays. Actually, with inflation, if you consider prices of real estate now and prices of these firearms now as opposed to what they were. But anyways, inflation's a bitch. All right, so my very first gun was this Yugoslavian SKS M59 M59 66. Now, my 19-year-old self was dumb enough to put a full Tapco kit on this thing with the detachable magazine with that ugly ass duck bill. All right, and with this gun, I learned to hone my skills of marksmanship, firing accurately, deliberately, and slowly. This is one gun that I will never sell, and this gave me a total appreciation for firearms. The older I get, the more I really appreciate just having something basic, bare bones, where you really just drill in marksmanship. So this SKS, the SKS is gas piston. It's a short stroke gas piston. So in here you've got a gas piston, you got an operating rod behind that. This wasn't my first gun, but when it was $100 back in the early 2000s, then that was a very good choice, and I don't regret it. I love these things. All right, Mosin Nagants are just a part of history. So are SKSs, and if I had the foresight, I would have bought a lot more. But now I only have.
That's not a bad thing, though. Like.
But anyways, so today, or tonight, because the sun's going down, so we got to get this done fairly quickly. All right, we're gonna go down, take a trip down memory lane together and do some pretty classic shooting with classic guns. See if we can get that on camera. You gotta pick the rounds up as they go in. Okay. I'm not sure what type of ammunition this is. I'll try to figure that out afterwards, but it is definitely surplus. Let me just run down and make sure that I'm on the paper first. I am not on paper, so maybe this fancy tool will help. All right, and I'm gonna aim at a lower target and we'll see. All right, let's go see if that got on paper. All right, so we got about 2-inch spread. I was aiming for here, so vertically we're pretty good, or laterally we're pretty good, but vertically we are not even close. So I'm gonna figure out how to compensate for that. But let's see if we can grip the SKS real quick, and then we'll hit some pop cans. All right, now that the Mosin's out of the way, let's go with the classic SKS. These are Golden Tiger 7.62x39s. On the little stripper clip, that one's a little bit easier. All right. All right, let's go see that. So just for reference, I'm gonna do a grouping with my AR. So for the SKS, on here, here. All right, so I had one pulled and looks like I got a good amount of drift. Low left on my crosshairs. Okay, AR. Man, I didn't do a very good group on that one. All right, so now let's do some plinking cans. All right, so first can plinking's gonna be kneeling with the Mosin Nagant. Up. Little high, I think. Now for loading a Mosin Nagant, you have to have all of the cartridges, or because of the rimmed casing, right there, you can see that rim, all right? As the next cartridge is sitting on top of it, about to be pulled into the bolt, you have to have this rim forward of the cartridge below it, because otherwise, as the bolt tries to push the top cartridge forward, you're gonna get rim lock, okay? So these guns are all a little bit finicky. And in order to clear rim lock, you have to drop the magazine out and drop all of your rounds, okay? So it can put you out of the fight for a second. Let's go inspect the damage on that. So funny enough, it looks like I was just wicked overcompensating because all 5 of those rounds just went right through the box. So I was aiming at about midway through the box, and it looks like closing that distance a little bit would have hit the soda cans. I'm gonna try one more shot, and then I'll go to the SKS. It's getting dark out. All right, we've figured out our hold-ish. So now, let's see. Guess I'm just not doing very well. All right, so SKS. I've got 6 rounds in there. Let's see if we can get a different result. There we go. That last shot I pulled. Hang on. The last shot I didn't do very well. Hang on, I got that. Well, let's see if we can redeem ourselves. I think we did a little bit better on that one. Let's go check. Yeah. Got that one at least once. Nice. Oh, I knocked it off. Oh, you know what? That must have been that one right there. Sealed it right underneath it. Up. There was 2, maybe even 3 shots that hit that one. And this one went sailing. That must have, I don't know, that one went really far. But some object of a shot must have come in contact with it. Alright, that was a ton of fun. So the sunset of the assault weapons ban was really where the markets got opened up to a lot more AR-15 and modernized AK type platforms. Domestic production shot up dramatically, and I think there was really a shift in mindset as well. But thank you for joining me on this nostalgic trip to how we shot in the early 2000s. If you got something out of this and you like this content, feel free to help me out and feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you in a future episode.
You on?
Yeah.
All right.